resist.
Animals in boxes, meats and boxes, the victim of fashion. Where is your compassion? Fur, don't buy it. It's murder, don't deny it. It's ugly, it's cruel, so don't be such a fool. They're tortured, they're trapped, it makes you look like crap. They bite their foot off to be free. Just how vain can you be? Fur, don't buy it. It's murder, don't deny it. It's ugly, it stinks. I think your coat just blinked.
This is awesome that everyone came out, and I want to say a couple things. We're right here in front of Nordstrom, and In Defense of Animals has an ongoing campaign to try to make Nordstrom the first of the major department stores to totally shun fur. And they're in a good position to do that. The Nordstrom family who runs this business refuses to wear fur themselves for ethical reasons. Now we just have to convince them to bring those personal ethics into their business practices. And we have an ongoing campaign against Nordstrom all around the country. We have activists outside of Nordstrom's handing out information to customers to get their customers to demand that they stop carrying fur. I want to also mention right now we have a virtual demo going on against Nordstrom on Facebook and Twitter. And please, when you get home later today, please check out In Defense of Animals' website, idausa.org. You can find out all the details. We're actually taking over Nordstrom's Facebook page, and when they would normally want people to be talking on their page about Black Friday sales, everyone is on their page debating the fur issue. The attorneys at Nordstrom tried to shut down our Twitter account after they received about 400 Twitter messages even before the campaign launched. And we're not doing anything to violate the law, so the campaign is still underway, so please check that out. And I want to make a couple of announcements about the fur industry today. Around the globe, thousands of activists like us are doing exactly what we're doing and raising our voices against the cruelty and brutality and violence of the fur industry. And you're all here because you know the truth. You know what happens to these animals on fur farms where they're living in squalor conditions, being abused, and then are held until their deaths, which are horrible deaths. Crude gassing, anal electrocution are the industry standards that they use to kill animals on fur farms. That's why we're here today, but we have hope because people are compassionate and they do care about animals. In Israel, they're on the verge of being the first nation to completely ban fur. Ireland is also making headway in the same direction, and there's a bit of a competition to see which country is going to go fur-free first. And recently I heard an announcement that some activists in Bosnia have convinced a fur farmer to actually start growing vegetables and fruits. We are making a difference. Escada is going to go fur-free in 2011, and every year we have more victories, so we have to keep this up.
Innocent rabbits are under attack, what do we do?
Active fight back!
Innocent beavers are under attack, what do we do?
Active fight back!
Innocent foxes are under attack, what do we do?
Active fight back!
When innocent animals are skinned alive, what do we do?
Active fight back!
When innocent animals are under attack, what do we do?
Active fight back!
5 dead wolves,
1 fur coat!
20 dead bobcats,
1 fur coat!
8 dead seals.
1 fur coat! Our first stop at Nicholas Ungar Furs. There's been a lot of campaigning around this fur store ever since Schumacher closed down, and there's been a lot of things going on here. The most recent activity has been legal activity. Ungar has been lying to the police, trying to make claims against activists who are simply standing on the sidewalk, exercising their free speech, and making claims that they were threatening or violating some city sidewalk ordinances. And I don't know if anyone here has a more detailed update, but what I do know is that the most recent charges were thrown out.
Rise up! Resist! Hunger fur should not exist! Rise up! Resist! Hunger fur should not exist! If you don't buy it, they won't supply them! Rise up! Resist! Hunger fur should not exist! Rise up! Resist! Hunger fur should not exist! If there's no need, they won't bleed! Rise up! Resist! Hunger fur should not exist! Rise up! Resist! Hunger fur should not exist! Have some compassion! No blood for fashion!
So there is no current campaign against Unger furs due to legal restraining orders, FBI harassment, Portland detective harassment. So we really need to start a new campaign against Unger furs. This is the last all fur salon in downtown Portland. So they filed restraining orders against 4 of us, and they arrested 2 of us, one being myself, for saying that we were 4 inches too close to the store. 4 inches.
Ridiculous!
Trying to arrest us for 4 inches too close, but the judge decided that we did everything within our power to be within our legal right to stay out of the restraining order. And yeah, she let us go. She found us not guilty. So there are no more restraints against myself. I'm allowed to go up to the store now. I haven't been able to do that in 2 years, so it feels pretty good to be here right now. So yeah, thanks for coming out, and do everything you can to tell people why they shouldn't shop at furs like Unger furs or wear any type of fur bullshit.
Stop the torture, stop the pain.
Unger furs is to blame!
Stop the torture, stop the pain.
Unger furs is to blame!
Stop the torture, stop the pain.
Unger furs is to blame!
Stop the torture, stop the pain.
Unger furs is to blame!
Blood money.
Your fault!
Your job.
Your fault!
Your greed.
Your fault!
Your fur.
Your fault!
Blood money.
Your fault!
Your job.
Your fault!
Your money.
Your fault!
Your greed.
Your fault! Unger furs, hear our shout! Portland wants your fur store out!
Compassion into fashion.
Don't buy fur!
Compassion into fashion.
Don't buy fur!
Compassion into fashion.
Don't buy fur!
U-C-L-Y.
You buy fur!
Animals buy. S-I-C-K.
We're here today in front of Macy's on our next stop. Today is Fur Free Friday, folks. It's the busiest shopping day of the year, and compassionate people around the world are raising their voices to educate people about the brutality and violence of the fur industry. No matter if it's trim, or a full fur coat, or an accessory, or a boot, no matter how you dye it, trim it, or market it, fur is a brutal, horrible thing to these animals. It represents immense suffering. Macy's is one of the stores in Portland that still continues to sell fur. 50 million animals a year die in the fur industry. But when you find out about the individual stories, it will blow your mind about how these animals live. I worked for 4 months undercover during the pelting season on a fox farm in rural Illinois. I met one fox who had chewed his own leg off because his leg was caught in the back of the trap and he couldn't get to the food in the front of his cage. His leg was trapped and he chewed his own limb off because no one paid enough attention to even notice he was trapped in his cage. And then, when we found him that way, and I showed that to the fur farmer, and he had a horrible injury, the bones exposed, this poor animal was suffering, the fur farmer looked at his coat and said, "He's fine. We'll just kill him later." That animal suffered for weeks, and this is typical. This is how the industry works. I saw animals that weren't even getting adequate water because they don't care if the animals die of dehydration, because they're going to kill them anyway. And the way that they die, for foxes in particular, is anal electrocution. It's the industry standard way of killing foxes on a fur farm. You don't need to believe me. Find out for yourself. Look for your own eyes. Go online and Google this, and you will see the undercover footage and see how these animals live. Please make this a compassionate holiday. Think about the animals when you sit down to your holiday meals and when you're out holiday shopping. Because all these animals that we eat and that we wear are suffering immensely. And you can choose compassion and make a New Year's resolution to go vegan and stop participating in this kind of violence.
1, 2, 3, 4, get cruelty out the door. 5, 6, 7, 8, rise up and liberate. 9, 10, 11, 12. We won't buy what you sell.
How did Macy's get their fur today?
By gassing, trapping, anal electrocution.
How did Macy's get their fur today?
Gassing, trapping, anal electrocution.
How did Macy's get their fur today?
By gassing, trapping, anal electrocution.
How did Macy's get their fur today?
By gassing, trapping, anal electrocution.
How did Macy's get their fur today?
By gassing, trapping, anal electrocution.
One struggle, one fight.
Human freedom, animal rights.
One struggle, one fight.
Human freedom, animal rights.
One struggle, one fight.
Human freedom, animal rights. Fur trade, death trade.
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 Fur trade.
Death trade.
Fur trade.
Death trade.
Fur trade.
Death trade.
Fur trade.
Death trade.
Here we are today. It's Fur Free Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, the busiest shopping day of the year. Activists around the world, thousands of compassionate people are raising their voices and educating the public about what's happening to animals being trapped in the wild, being raised in miserable conditions on fur farms, in squalor, forced to endure horrible conditions, sometimes not even getting adequate water, and then dying and being killed in horrible ways. Crude gassing, anal electrocution. Some animals are actually skinned alive. Undercover footage from China shows us that dogs and cats are routinely skinned while they're still alive. There's no laws protecting these animals, not even in the United States. These fur farms are unregulated and they are brutal to animals. Please, no matter how they cut it, dye it, market it, or sell it, fur in every form, even if it's a little bit of trim on the hood of your coat or on an accessory, fur comes from a violent, horrible treatment of animals. Mink, rabbits, foxes, please, if you care about animals, if you're compassionate, please spread the word. Make this a compassionate holiday.
40 dead animals.
One fur coat!
40 dead animals.
One fur coat!
40 dead animals.
One fur coat.
60 dead mink.
One fur coat.
30 dead raccoons.
One fur coat.
30 dead raccoons.
One fur coat.
20 dead beavers.
One fur coat!
20 dead beavers.
One fur coat!
20 dead foxes.
One fur coat!
We're the radical cheerleaders, and you know what we got. What do we got? We got a message that's hotter than hot. How hot is hot? We raise our pom-poms for animal rights. We won't stop. We'll cheer all night.
We will never back down until they stop the killing.
We will never back down
Until we stop the killing!